Today's shorter video, like 3 to 4 minutes, is going to be a little bit different. We're going to do a designer in the spotlight. We're going to talk about Eric Ochs and Ochs Works EDX. So Eric has been a prolific custom knife maker for years, and then realized that he kind of enjoyed the design aspect more than the actual making of knives. And you can kind of see the evolution of his designs as you look at this. This was the first Ochs Works EDX. This was the Offspring. Now, this was a very good knife. This is one of my favorite knives that he's done. I absolutely love this knife, but you can kind of see it was a lot more basic, a lot more flat. You did have some really cool, almost basically jimping and texturing around the pivot and stuff like that, which gave you that bolster feel, but also gave you some grip, just like jimping. Really, really great blade and great design, nice hollow. And this was the first one that got released. Eric sent this to me, and I fell in love with it. I still love it. It's one of my favorite knives that I have in my collection. But then he kind of stepped up his game and came out with something that was a lot more contoured, had some different inlays, a lot different look. The sculpted clip was a lot more elaborate, but still along the same lines. You've got a lot more pop and flash, and you've got a lot different blade shape with a really cool harpoon look to it. Still a hollow and still done in a very thin form fashion. And it came out great. This was the Solar Storm, and I love this knife. Eric sent this home with me from the California Custom Knife Show, and I was really pleased with how this performed and everything like that. As a matter of fact, I compared it to the Benchmade 940, saying that this is a knife that does the things I would want out of the 940 a little bit better than the 940. Done in M390 steel, just like this. And you've got a little bit of a more refined knife in this second showing. And then Eric just recently released the Lantra, which he also gave. Now, I'm not going to lie. Eric has given me all these knives. They don't get a good review because of that. They get a good review because they're good knives. But then he came out with the Lantra, which is a little deviation from these. These were really thin, in the same size profile. This was a little bit bulkier but shorter knife that had thumb studs and a top flipper, which actually you can slow roll really well. But what he did with this, broader blade and things like that, gave you a better cutting surface. But he stepped it up and made it even more elaborate, completely contoured to fill the hand, and super comfortable. So this is kind of like just looking at the evolution of a knife designer from first design knife, not full custom, to the second showing, and then this. And look at the pocket clip. Pocket clip's a little bit different. It's at a different angle. It feels even better than the other two, which were great. And then just little bells and whistles like that jimping right there on the spine that you can get into, that is from the top flipper or front flipper, and a nice choil that you can drop into, and it gives a really good cutting profile. So all of these knives are great. All of Eric's designs that I've ever seen, including the golfer knife and a couple other knives that he's designed, have been awesome. You've seen the golfer's knives on this channel. So just a quick little maker in the spotlight. I'm going to do that with some more knives that I have multiple from the maker, and we'll just look at that. And I just thought that would be fun for you guys to check it out. Guys, go check out Coffee Brand Coffee, channel sponsor, fresh roasted, roasted on demand coffee, tea, and cocoa, beans or ground with coffee. So guys, that's it. I love y'all. Let's get out of here.